G'day guys, this is part 12 of the Xray XB2 Dirt Edition build series. In this video, pretty much just finalizing the build. There's going to be a few things. It's going to be a quick video. There's going to be some things I'm going to have to do off camera. One of the things I have done off camera beforehand is, as you can see, I have put the rear wing on. I haven't painted it. I don't like painting wings, especially off-road. They generally just get scratched to hell. So what I have done is, when you get it, and I don't really like what they've done, when you put the shocks on the rear, you obviously have to have a hole cut out, like a groove cut out for the shocks to fit, and you have to drill 2 holes into the wing for the screws to go through. Now, with other companies that make buggies and trucks and so on and so forth, when you cut the wing out, there's usually like little dots and outlines for you to cut the appropriate holes and grooves out. However, Xray have not done that. So when you do it, you put the wing on as close as you can, and with a permanent marker, something like this, you just go around and mark around where it needs to be cut out, and then you carefully mark dot where you have to put, well, after you've cut, it's best that you cut this out first, and then that way you can get your wing centered properly, and then you put 2 dots in to mark the holes to be drilled out for the screws to go through. I don't like the way they've done that. Just not done that. It makes it a little bit harder for you, but you know, it's not hard, but it's not. You just got to be a little bit patient with it. So anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you basically where to mount the ESC and receiver and your transponder. So I'm using a high-tech Axion 2 receiver. This, for reference, this is one of their smallest car receivers. It's a digital servo only receiver. I'm using one of the MyLapse. Is it MyLapse? Yeah, MyLapse transponders, the hybrid ones, and I am using a Speed Passion Reventon Pro version 1.1. What I have to do here is I've desoldered the original wires. I don't know where I've put them. Yeah, original wires are here. I had to take them off because they're not long enough. So what we're going to do, this, I'm not going to stick it in permanently, but I will show you what you need to do is you have to decide where to put your electronics, because not only will it affect weight distribution, but it's good to do a plan of where it has to go. Now, generally with my kits, I have the transponder on the servo here, so that's where my transponder will go, and then you just hook it into your receiver. But in this case here, as you can see, is I have a capacitor pack here for the Reventon. So what you'll need to do is figure out which way your ESC will go with your receiver, because in this case, as you can see here, the ESC is slightly longer than it is wider, so I'll want my ESC to go about here. So I'll just move these nuts and bolts out of the way. So you'll want them about here, basically. So, and I want to be able to use the your battery foam here as a dummy for the, I guess you could call it as a dummy for the what do you call it, the battery. I'm having a bad day today. So you want to figure out what I might have to do is I might have to lengthen the wires on this, because what I want is I want this capacitor pack to go around the front here, so it'll fit quite nicely there. So what needs to be done too is you need to figure out where your receiver will go. So with this high-tech receiver, it's quite narrow, so it'll fit in just there. So I'll just show you. So we have our receiver here and the ESC just there. So it's a snug fit. I could possibly have the receiver on its side, possibly, I'm not too sure, but for the moment I'm going to have it flat like this. So with that out of the way, what we'll do next is we'll come down to the Velcro part. Now Xray have decided to do away with the your traditional body pins. That was just off my B5M. I was just scavenging parts. So here we have all the Velcro, double-sided Velcro. So what they say to do is to have the hard part, which is this, and the soft part. Okay, so the hard part has to be mounted to the chassis, and the soft part you mount to the body. So we'll put the soft part away. So we want it to go about there, so we'll cut. I had scissors, what the hell? Alright, I'm just going to have to old school it. Okay. Now I'll just carefully put it on. So we want that one to go about there. Remember, you can keep the excess because that'll come in handy for mounting. Actually, that will come in handy for mounting the receiver. Alright, so that's you can't tell from the lighting, but that's the Velcro on the side there and on the side here. So that's to mount the body. So what I'm going to do is off camera I will come back to this shortly, and then I will show you it all soldered up. So magic of video editing. Like I said, magic of video editing. So I have installed the receiver, the speed controller, and the transponder. I have soldered up the wires, or soldered up the wires, and so I had to do it off camera because it would take too long. Plus I had to put new wires on as the old ones were too short, and so it's yeah, it's come out quite well. Now yes, it does look like an almighty bird's nest. It has. I'll get to that later. I've got the aerial here for the receiver. There's no antenna. I can't see an antenna tube in the box, so I'm gonna guess that there's just a you just have it neat and tidy so it doesn't get caught. I might see if I can have it taped along here, so have it come along down here somewhere, I don't know. I'll worry about that later. So if we can see here, got the new wires put on, got the, also have the sensor wire, so it's all the motor wires soldered up, and sensor wire. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you got any comments about it, don't hesitate to comment down below. So that's the end for this video. Next video is going to be the reveal video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount up the tires to the rims, and I'm going to paint the body. And yeah, so quick tip for mounting tires. When you get, it's actually quite good, when you get your tires, generally when you get rims you have to put a hole in the rim. However, Xray have done it here and there, so you got 2 holes in the rims, which is good. Now I like to clean my rims with some methylated spirits. You could also use some degreaser or some simple green, and the same goes for your tires as well. When you especially with, I've noticed with Proline tires, those are the tires I'm using some Proline hole shots. I have noticed that there's like a oily, chalkish, funny residue on the tires. On the tires there, make sure that is really clean. And also, last but not least, make sure you use a good quality CA glue. Now I'm using this much more CA. I've got tape, not tape, rubber bands on here just to hold the cap on. But yeah, so make sure you use a good quality CA glue. And so yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Stay tuned for the next video where I will do the reveal.